Hey, Popo.
Hey, Kenrick.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm just watching a movie.
Oh, you're watching a movie?
I've been waiting for you.
What's it called?
We meet again.
What?
For you.
What's it called?
We meet again.
Oh, it's called Star Wars.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet
Just
again at last.
Just sit down. Watch the movie with me.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Hello there. Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, Tales from Peridia. I got the inspiration from Blore on Mandalore. Shout out Jeremy. Super amazing dude. Fucking fantastic. If you haven't seen his podcast, get off of this one and go watch him. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, for fuck's sakes, he was inspired from Beyond the Dune Sea to start his podcast. And I was inspired from him to start mine. It's kind of like the Master and Apprentice legacy in Star Wars. With Yoda and Dooku. Dooku and Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan and Anakin. Anakin and Ahsoka. Ahsoka and Sabine. Can we get a trend going? Can we keep this going? Can we keep inspiring people to put more content out in the Star Wars community? Put your voice out there, y'all. Just do it. I mean, you don't have to have fancy equipment. I'm shooting this on my phone and talking into a $20 microphone inside of a lightsaber. Shout out Chase Harley for giving me the idea to steal the idea from other people. This podcast is just stealing. Instead of Tales from Peridia, it's Tales of Perjury. Plagiarism. The Plagiarism Podcast. No. YouTube. It's a joke. Okay. It's a joke. Don't take this video down. Please don't. It's a joke. But enough rambling on. Let's get into why I love Star Wars so much. The year was 2004, as the opening skit provided. I went downstairs to bother my grandpa. He was watching a movie. I asked him a shit ton of questions. He told me to sit down and watch the movie. So I did. And that movie was A New Hope. And did it blow my little mind? Oh my God. The first time I saw a lightsaber, I wanted one. 19 years later, 20 years later, I own a lightsaber. I own four. I own four fucking lightsabers. You know how happy 4-year-old me would be? He is. He's happy. He's fucking ecstatic. I love it. I love it so much. And over the next few days, my grandpa showed me the rest of the original trilogy. And I loved them. Absolute fucking masterpiece of cinema. The original trilogy is fantastic. But then, he showed me the prequels. And I knew right then and there, Anakin Skywalker was my favorite fucking character. I wanted to be Anakin, and I was going to be Anakin. Now, at the time, there was only the first two. There was The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Revenge of the Sith didn't exist yet. It was 2004. Either way, I loved those movies. I mean, lightsabers going fast, blowing the mind of a 4-year-old. It was great. And then we got the Holy Grail, Revenge of the Sith. Execute Order 66. Do it. I mean, it was fantastic. 19 years later, it's still fantastic. I love Revenge of the Sith. It is my absolute favorite Star Wars movie of all time. It's not my favorite movie of all time. That goes to Clerks, written and directed by Kevin Smith. Fucking great movie. Love it. All 3 movies, fantastic movies. But Revenge of the Sith, it was over. It cemented my love for this franchise. Even though I did end up falling out of love with this franchise, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was just great. You know, I had all the toys. I had the lightsabers, Obi-Wan and Anakin. I used to play lightsaber fights with my dad. I used to, tell him the lines he had to say because he didn't really watch Star Wars like that. My mom supports what I'm doing with Star Wars Nerd 00. She'll tell me every time she comes across one of my videos, and she'll call me or tell me every time that they're playing Star Wars on TV. And it's great. I love it. My dad got me my first 2 Black Series figures. They're sitting over there on my collection table. He got me a Darth Vader figure. He got me it's sealed in package. Excuse me. It's a sealed in package 2002 Star Wars puzzle. That's pretty cool. But I love it. I'm a broken record when it comes to Star Wars. I get goosebumps. I get emotional. I love it. Just some great memories that I have with my dad, my mom, my grandpa. I mean, it was great. And then Disney bought Star Wars. And at the time, they hadn't really released anything. They hadn't even released Rebels yet. But in my mind, at the time, I thought it meant that the next Star Wars movie we got, instead of Luke Skywalker, instead of Princess Leia, well, I thought it was going to be the same characters, but played by Mickey is Disney. Jesus Christ. I thought the characters were going to be played by Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, all the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse characters. I thought that's what that was. I wish that's what it was. I feel like that would have been better than what we got for the sequels. But there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is just pretend it doesn't exist and keep my own headcanon. That's what we do around here. But at the time, we did have the Clone Wars. And I didn't get into it because I thought it was too kid-like. The episodes I did see, I didn't really enjoy. It didn't really grasp my attention of my 8 to 10-year-old self. But that changed a few years later. A good few years later. But we got the Force Awakens. The best opening story we got for the sequel trilogy before it was completely torn apart and put back together with damage control, with the bare minimum of damage control. My grandpa loved this movie. It was one of the last Star Wars movies he saw in theaters, and he loved it. He compared it to A New Hope, but he loved it. He loved it. It was great. I should put a great counter. I'm not going to because I'm fucking lazy, but I should put a great counter for every time I say it's great or I love it. And then we're gonna get a little serious here. You know, we're gonna get serious. Cue the world's smallest violin music. I fell out of love with Star Wars. I absolutely did. It was 2017. The Last Jedi had just come out. Me and my buddy went to go see it. He ended up walking out before the movie ended. I stayed to finish the ending. And that movie put such a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't watch Star Wars. I didn't watch Revenge of the Sith. I didn't watch anything Star Wars because of how much I hated that movie. And I always, ever since I can really remember, I go through deep depression phases. And at the time, it was 2023. It was last year. Literally around like a month after this video comes out will be around the year I fell back in love with Star Wars. I was at one of the lowest points in my life. My best friend had moved away. I had lost my job. All my friends quit talking to me. I mean, I know life happens, but I I was alone. It was the most alone I've ever been in my life. And one day, I was just scrolling on Instagram, kept coming across, clips of the Clone Wars and Rebels. And at the time, they had announced Ahsoka was coming out. And a lot of people were saying that it was Rebels Season 5. Well, I'd never seen Rebels. Can't watch Rebels unless I watch the Clone Wars. And it was I hate to quote the sequel trilogy, but it was the spark that relit the fire for my love for this franchise. I mean, it really did. I binged everything. Clone Wars, Mando, Rebels, Ahsoka, The Bad Batch. I haven't finished Book of Boba Fett. I really can't. I really have no desire to. And after I saw Rogue One, I really have no desire to see Andor. But we will for the content. Things I do for this shit. But I loved it. And I say what you will. Say what you will. Oh, Star Wars nerd likes Disney content. Oh, shut up. Okay? Shut up. I like the shit that Dave Filoni is attached to. Dave, you are our only hope. Help me, Davey One Filoni. You're our only hope. Please make Star Wars great again. Make it great again, man. You are now in a really high up position. You can do this. Don't let them tarnish George's legacy. You can do this, man. I believe in you. And I know I've already said this, but there's just so many great memories that I have with this franchise. I mean, the first time I saw Anakin Skywalker, the first time I saw Padme Amidala in Attack of the Clones, the first time I saw the Battle of Coruscant, the first time I saw the Micro series, the first time, just all the first times. It's great. If you haven't gotten into Star Wars, do yourself a favor and start watching. Just start. Personally, I recommend the first 6 movies: The Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, Ahsoka, all 3 seasons of Mando. That's really it for the Disney stuff. I mean, I do like The Force Awakens, but it was a great setup that really just didn't get what it could have been. It could have been so much more. But this isn't a I hate the sequels. This is I love Star Wars. So we're going to talk about the good stuff. Like the people I've met through this community. Oh my god. I fucking love y'all. Y'all are fucking great. You know, we got shout out time. Shout out time. You know, we got Sean Chamber 24 on Instagram. Fucking great dude. We text almost every day. We call each other on the phone at least once or twice a week. We do power battles. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about Spider-Man. We talk about just great everything, you know, life experiences, everything, dude. He's a great guy. Fucking love you, brother, man. We got Darth Christensen 17 on Instagram. Fucking great guy. I probably annoy the shit out of him with the amount of shit that I send. And I apologize to everybody that I talk to. I don't mean to be an annoying fucking prick. I just am. That's just who I am. I love y'all though. It's all love. It's not me meaning to fucking blow you up. I just love that we talk about Star Wars or just anything in general and it's great, you know? Fucking we got Blore on Mandalore. Fucking great dude. You're giving me so many tips for this podcast. Like getting a mic. Getting a mic, probably one of the best investments that I've done. Fucking great guy. Canardian Jedi. Fucking hilarious dude. We send each other memes all the time. He made a meme out of a meme that I fucking sent him. It was fucking great. It was hilarious. There's so many more people that I could just easily mention, but I'm honestly drawing a blank to their names, and I can't look them up on my phone because I'm shooting on my phone. Chase Harley. Chase, dude. Fucking been here since like day one. He gave me the idea that other people have had to put my microphone inside of my lightsaber so I'm not just sitting here like this. Crack myself up. But I love this franchise. Every time I want to watch a movie, I can't lie, I gravitate towards Star Wars. I do watch other shit. Like here soon we got a little review, it's going to be a long video. We're going to be reviewing all and maybe ranking all of the Indiana Jones movies, which I just saw for the first time. We're going to be talking about horror movies. We're going to be talking about comedies. Anything and everything that I can think of to talk about, I will. You can also leave me suggestions of what you want to hear me talk about. But just the amount of love that I've come across and encountered through this community. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You all rock. I mean, you guys fucking rock. I've done YouTube in the past, and it took me like 6 years to hit 150 subscribers. I've been doing this shit for like 6 months on Star Wars Nerd. At the time of recording this, I'm already at 97 subscribers. That's fucking wild to me that it took my first channel I ever made, it took me 6 years to hit 150 subscribers. Star Wars Nerd, I'm talking about the shit that I love. I'm almost at 100 within 6 months. That's fucking crazy. I think we're at like 13 subscribers. I think so. On Tales from Peridia. You guys are fucking amazing. I haven't even put out anything like that. And people are already subscribing. Thank you. You guys are fucking amazing. You know? Just thank you. And to stop me from rambling on and being a broken record, we're going to end off this video with some fan questions and a movie ranking. So for the fan questions, you guys can wait for me to post on either of my Instagrams fan question segment, where it's going to be the where you ask questions on Instagram, on my Instagram stories. Or you could just message, comment, whatever. And I'll eventually put them in a video. And our first question comes from Darth Christensen, the man, the myth, the legend himself, 17 on Instagram. Who's more annoying, Mace Windu or Pong Krell? Really? Really? You know I hate Pong Krell. And everybody knows I fucking hate Mace Windu. That is... Mace. Mace easily is more annoying because he constantly put Anakin down. He was an asshole. He was a dumbass. He was a jackass. He was so detached from everything. Yeah, Pong Krell set up the clones to kill each other. But the clones got their revenge. But fuck both of them. Next question. From another, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Blore on Mandalore. Favorite niche Star Wars hobby? It's like George Lucas said, Jeremy. You have... He can't pick his favorite character. I can't pick my favorite Star Wars hobby. Because it's filming these videos. But in all actuality, it's collecting lightsabers. But really, it's writing fan stories. But that's not true because it's collecting Black Series figures, or just figures in general. But that's not true because it's reading the books. By the way, that I got the Living Force back here. It's really good. You also check it out. I also just finished Brotherhood, the book about Canto Nemodia. Fucking fantastic. I finished it in 2 days. Fucking great. I also started the Ahsoka book, and it's read by Ashley Eckstein on Audible. I'm not sponsored by Audible. Eventually we will be. And it's great too. But I love it all, Jeremy. Everything Star Wars, I love, except for the sequel trilogy. And I know you like to see the good in everything. The this is where that conversation collab comes in that we need to work on, where we have that conversation about this. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a nice, decent, respectful conversation between somebody who sees the good in all Star Wars and somebody who can't see the good in everything Star Wars. Keep an eye out. Ooh, I'm gonna fuck this name up, and I apologize. We have R. Chavez Rio. Will you do a lightsaber collection? Yeah, I've done a couple videos showing off my lightsabers. But to start off, we had my microphone for this video. This is the Annie 2, the Tusken Slayer. I got it from TheorySabers.com. It's the SNV4 model. It's pretty pricey. Not gonna lie, it's pretty pricey. But I love it. It's my favorite saber of all time. It's fantastic. It's great. It's simple. It's elegant. A far more elegant weapon. Next, we have the first lightsaber I ever bought, which is, I'm sorry, that probably just got really loud. This is the Night Saber from SaberTheory.com. That is two different companies. One is Theory Saber, which is ran by Star Wars Theory, and Saber Theory is just a company that I came across and have bought a couple sabers from. And I recommend both companies. I love them both. This is a baselit model, so basically it's more of a flashlight instead of, well, that one's not really good to see. I'll show you on the next one, which is the Youngling Slayer 9000 from SaberTheory.com. Those two fucking saber companies, man, I fuck up their names every time. But let me see if it's power on. But you see those pins down there? Those actually connect to the blade. The blades are completely different. The baselit blade is completely hollow, and the NeoPixel blades have like a connector at the bottom, and they have LEDs all throughout. So those are the three actual two prop lightsabers and one just basic saber. And then we have the Disney Parks Darth Vader lightsaber. It was $35, and I really don't have much to say about it because it's really not that good. But it is pretty cool because it's on. If you don't have the blade in it, it doesn't ignite. Unlike this, it turns on. Gonna completely turn off the hilt real quick. Power off. There we go. And our last and least favorite commenter, Star Wars Nerd 00. When will you get a goddamn haircut? Never. Never. And to end off the first episode of Tales from Peridia, again, thank you, Jeremy, so much for the inspiration to start this. We're going to be ranking a movie. What movie? See here, I got about 30 movies in front of me right now. We're going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. The third one. It's a perfect sequel to the first movie. It's fucking amazing. It's the perfect blend of horror Freddy and comedic Freddy. It's A tier. It's A tier. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Some more than others, but I still love it as a whole. We may have an entire podcast dedicated to that eventually. But that's it for today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for checking out the video. And if you're still watching at this point, comment cucumber. Cucumber zucchini. Cucumber zucchini bikini. May the force be with you always.